good morning. Greetings to all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Okay, before we get into anything, I want to send some healing energy this morning. It's like breaking news. In Queens Village, there was a little girl, 9 years old, that was abducted by this guy. First of all, parents, do not leave your kids in the car when you're going shopping, when you're doing these things, because you never know what can happen. I'm hearing that they got the kid back because the cops found the person. But this is what happens. The mother's in there shopping and doing whatever. She leaves the kid outside. This guy goes and fondles with the kid, and she doesn't even know. She goes to see that her kid is missing out of there, and somehow, some way, by God's blessing, they got their kid back. These are the type of things you got to be careful out here. Before we even get into anything, this Friday, God bless everybody that's out there that's living to survive to see today. But there's so many things going on. You got to be cautious out there on the things you're doing around the people. Where you're at, what you're doing. You can't leave your kids in a place where and go off shopping. That I think that's even illegal. I don't For 9 years old. I don't think that was even. So she's definitely probably gonna get brought up on charges. But the whole thing in this situation is just there's a lot of kidnappings and things like that going on. You got to be mindful, especially if you're taking your kids out to the park or anything like that. Be careful because there's other people around that they're looking to do evil, and you don't need that in your life on top of all the other things that we all have going on. Okay, man. So, okay, we're going to start it off today with okay, if you guys don't know or never heard of Keith Lee, Keith Lee is like a TikTok star, and he goes around to everybody's restaurants and he gives it like a rating. And being that he has a big following, the bigger the following, I guess the rating, it becomes more, it becomes more value because more people are chiming in. Now, out in DC, he had a little problem, a little controversial problem with a restaurant review, saying that a lot of the DC restaurants, the food doesn't taste as good. And that right there, I mean, when it comes to like rating things, it's legal to rate things, but to say that none of those, all the restaurants don't have any taste, I don't know. So that's been going on, and it's just been a thing where like if you're gonna review something, give your honest review, and if it doesn't really taste good, and that's your honest review, people are gonna just have to sit with it. I believe all these restaurants, even before you go into it yourself, you can always check. They have the rating right outside, so it's still up to you to choose. You might like something that somebody else doesn't like, or the taste of it. So it's up to you to check those ratings in these restaurants and see if what he's saying is true or not. What else? What else? What else? So I'm hearing Fat Trel arrested in D.C. and there's footage going around with him doing like a sobriety test for the police. Now I don't want to say anything about when it comes to drinking and driving. We all know that's not the thing. That's not the way to go. And these times it's almost like it's giving yourself like almost a 90% chance of something happening to you. But when it comes to those tests, man, some of those tests I see on YouTube and on TV, a sober person can fail those tests. So I'm just hoping, Fat Tro, get yourself out of that situation, and I hope you took the lesson out of this and made it a blessing, and just slow down on the drinking because it's forcing you to do illegal things like drinking and driving or whatever, driving when drunk. That's not the way to go, especially when you got to be on point in these times. Drinking is not always the best way to go. Let's see what else. You know what I seen, y'all? 6ix9ine. It feels like Takashi 6ix9ine, wherever he goes, he accumulates trouble. And I don't know. It might be his aura. It might be his money. It might be. It just could be the way he carries himself, or it could be all of those, all of the above. Because it seems like when he travels out, and what he has to understand too as an artist, getting yourself in all of these predicaments and lawyers having to bail you out each time is going to cost you, and the money keeps going and going and going, and all these lawsuits and people taking your money, it's going to leave you with nothing. I know some people don't feel like they have like, and I'm not saying he feels this way, but a lot of people don't have that long-term living outlook. So it's now and that's it. But the type of money that I assume that he accumulated throughout his music and all his controversy up to this point, you should be able to put yourself in a place where people are not attacking you and suing you and you're not putting yourself in places where you could be sued. So you gotta, regardless of the music, the hip hop, we talking about your livelihood. Don't let people just take money out from you because of your mistakes. Because when the bigger you get, your mistakes will cost you more. So you got to keep that in mind, man. So Takashi, wherever you at, I believe it's I'm not sure if it's Dominican Republic. I don't know where he's at this particular point, but wherever he's at, they have a warrant for his arrest. And all of these legal issues, it leads into people taking your money straight from your bank account. Talking about bank accounts, let's zoom in a little bit on the Dame Dash. I don't want to stay on Dame too long because it's been a downhill for the guy. When it comes to this whole Rockefeller and selling these lawsuits and just having to owe people money. The way I look at this whole situation, man, it's not about how much the Reasonable Doubt catalog or the Reasonable Doubt album is worth. It's all about just clearing debt at this point. And people are looking at it like, how much he'll sell it for. I think we all know what Dame is trying to do. He's trying to get himself at least a little piece of profit off of it so he can come out of his debt. But when I heard he had 8 million in debt, now those are the type of numbers where even if you had 8 million, you're still gonna want to set yourself up with a payment plan so you don't have to give it all up at one time. But if you're in this predicament where you owe a lot of people and they're grabbing from, you have to go past 8 million to even to get your neck above the water. It's a sad thing when it comes to just bad financial decisions, and the child support could go on top of that. It's a whole bunch of things when you're in a place where your money is coming in and you have lawsuits coming in. It's like I said with the 6ix9ine, it's just like people grabbing your money as well as you owing money. Because I'm not saying, I don't know his whole situation, but from what I'm hearing on this new so many people are grabbing from him, from his child support, the people he owes, companies that he might have sued him. So it puts himself in a bad place. And to Dame Dash, hold your head, because that you have, your spirit is always the thing that would made you of value, not the money. So it doesn't matter how, I know people are gonna look at that crazy, but at the end of the day, there's only one Dame Dash. There's only one Dame Dash. So people, the ones that laugh and don't understand how it can happen to anybody, I wouldn't even pay no mind to that, and I would just keep a level headed. His spirit is up, and just don't stop the fight. You have your health is more important to you than anything else. I won't let anybody tell me any different just because of money I lost or mistakes I might have made. It doesn't necessarily say that he's a bad guy living to this day. It just said he made some mistakes along the way, made some decisions that might have caused him to get to this point. It happens to a lot of people. Dame Dash is just one that's outspoken, so he's gonna tell you what's going on because he's not taking that in like his, he's letting you. He always fought for something, and I understand that because I'm a type of person that I'm always gonna fight for something, whether lose or not. I'm gonna get in the ring. It is what it is, and I'm not gonna stop. So I feel that type of energy from Dame Dash, but I feel at this point in his time and his age, and his diabetes treatment, I feel like anything going up that way and uplifting yourself as your spirit, your mind will take you way further than money can take you. Don't let anybody fool you. Money will put you on a plane, a jet, and get you, but your mind will take you in places people can't even imagine. So healing energy to Dame Dash, and you're strong enough not to lose your mind, because all we've seen in hip hop, everything is like worship money, worship money, worship money. And although we all need money to survive, what we really don't understand is how we are taking it. How is that affecting us? How are we feeling about situations when they arrive? And those are the things that shorten our life too. So if you can keep that up, you're gonna have a balance to get your hustle mentality back to where it has to be, and he's gonna get where he has to go, regardless. Don't ever kick somebody when they're down. And I know a lot of people say, well, oh, he was laughing at people when this and that. But when it all boils down, if you do the same thing as him, you become the same person. So you have to learn from things too. There's lessons in everything that we're seeing in hip hop. It's not just the fact that it's just not right. I'm not saying that anybody should give him a hand and owe him this or owe him that. But what I am saying is, hip hop has a way of watching that train wreck. And it's sad because a lot of this stuff could have been avoided. What he was fighting for is what we're all fighting for. So laughing at him is kind of like laughing at yourself if you're an entrepreneur. It's just people make different mistakes. But I'm not just going to say that the man is just out wrong for everything he's saying. No, he was fighting. But sometimes in these types of wars with these types of people and these big businesses, you can take losses, and your losses is what makes you who you are, not your wins. Your wins can blind you. Your losses is what makes you who you are. I've been down, I've been up, I've been down again, and I'm back up. So it doesn't matter. We all need to put ourselves in a space where we have that like unbothered energy. If you guys go check out my banner right now on this after this is over, that's what I have, the new unbothered energy. Me, I personally got to give a big ups to Marion for having that. It was a clip that went viral, and that's where I got it from, the unbothered energy. So I want to give him a little shouts out for that. That's where I got the whole unbothered energy, just to put back there, because I'm like, yeah, it feels good. It feels like the direction I was going in, and I just changed the band and made it something a little special. So I'm always designing something and tweaking up something and making it work. So yeah, so shouts out to Damon. Whatever you're going through, just keep up the fight. Keep up the fight, and your health comes first before the money. The money means nothing. Your health means everything. Um, Now, I'm hearing that, I don't know if you guys heard this, but the game, um, somebody put a private investigator over a $7 million lawsuit from this Priscilla Rainey, I believe her name is. And this is another thing with the lawsuits, and all of this is taken away. It takes away from what you have to do. A lot of people think that, oh, he has enough money or he could pay this off. It's the fight, the going the back and the forth with court, and the mental stress and that mental heaviness that you have to take $7 million and you might not even have it. And that's no disrespect to you, because there's a lot of artists that made a whole a ton of money but might not have it at this time, but still has the value in themselves to make some more money. So it's not like a laugh or anything at the game, but it's just to say that the mistakes he made, they were big mistakes. $7 million lawsuit. It's kind of like the Dame Dash. Somebody pulling $7 million out. That's a lot of money for somebody just to say here. So I don't know. They put a private investigator on it. When you see people start bringing up private investigators and things like that, it just means that they're not only that they're being funded for their case, but they also are trying to prove their innocence and trying to find whatever they're looking for to prove that $7 million is not being it's not being paid, or that $7 million has to come from, because they're saying that they served them papers and they couldn't. But finally, I don't know. You know how this goes. It's kind of like the child support type of thing when they serve you papers and you claim that you probably didn't get the papers or whatever. In these times, I wouldn't go that route with all these cameras and all this. It's not the best thing to do. Best thing to do is get yourself a good lawyer, figure out a way where you can work a payment plan out, and put that to the side, and turn that 7 million of owing into like look at it like a savings. Whatever you make out of something, you putting it into this, and it's just a payment if you're allowed to go that route. Now, there was a, you know what? I don't. Okay, so I'm hearing. If over the weekend we got a lot of things coming up that we need to pay attention to. So I see another thing that people are not talking about: the Gary Coleman new documentary, and it's questioning if the Different Strokes actor was murdered. So they question if there's any funny play going on. And let me tell you the reason why this is not a conspiracy, or people might label it under there. It's because in these times now that we have AI and new, like the chat GPTs and things just to solve certain murders, we're seeing a lot of cases people are looking back into and finding new evidence. Now with Gary Coleman, it's always, I think from the beginning they had suspicion around it. So that's gonna be a dope documentary to, for people that came up in that time, or just people want to get to know who Gary Coleman is. I believe that this documentary is gonna be good. I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. I don't know what it's. Oh, it's coming out. Let me just think. I believe it's on Peacock or something like that. You guys go check that out. Just punch in Gary Coleman. I believe it's on Peacock or something like that. That it's gonna be coming out, and I'm not sure of a date on that, but it might be this weekend. Another good thing, it's a good and bad thing. I'm hearing that Lauryn Hill's fans, she had gave her a surprise performance to her high school reunion, which is so dope. But then you have, on the other hand, you know what I'm talking about. Her fans were a little disappointed because of, no shows and things like that. But what people have to understand, she's only human. Let's give her a little break here. A high school reunion is a different type of performance. Um, and yeah, that's really all I got to say on Lauren Hill, because I've been hearing her name come up, and it hasn't been coming up on always the good side, and I don't want to be on that side because I like her, I love her music, and I don't want to even get into that. But what I could say is showing up is always better than a no show. And sometimes people, they're not really mad at you. They're just mad that they wanted to have that, they wanted to share that experience, and they didn't get that to share it, and they spend their money. So I could understand on both sides. And as far as a high school reunion, that's a different type of performance. That's a more personal performance, and you know the people in there, and it's a whole different thing. So don't count them as the two. Like, don't count that like a show. You know, people are crazy. People are very crazy. But when it comes, I wanted to stay on that. As far as like the kidnappings and things that's been going on. Oh, we're gonna have Labor Day. We have a couple festivals coming up. You guys got to be very careful. Everybody likes sipping on something and having a good time. But while you're having a good time, you always got to keep people around you that love you, that could protect you, or people that you can just be around and have a good time. A lot of in these times, when you see the younger folks, maybe in their 20s and up, they're drinking excessive and they're having an extra good time. So you have to be mindful that they're going to be there too. And we know in these times there's a lot of weapons, whether it's New York where the gun laws are so crazy, people still got weapons out there because that's just how it is. And then you have so many other places where they're going to have these festivals and these park gatherings, and they're bringing families along, and these other people, they're hurt, and they're coming along these establishments, and chaos is happening. So be mindful of that. I'm going to be working through the whole weekend, just having a couple things I wanted to read and get myself up on so I can present to you guys in the week. You guys also know I'm a Virgo as well, so my birthday is going to be coming up, I believe, next week, something. And I'm just getting everything together for that and having a good time, man. So I just wanted to, there's a lot of things going on in the streets, like kidnappings and stuff. And for the youth out there, that's, if you leave your home and you see somebody that's strange and that's always talking to you that you feel, write it down, or tell somebody. Don't keep things bottled in. Keeping things bottled in these times is gonna is it just doesn't leave any trail or anything. You have to leave a trail wherever you go as the youth, and just a good youth out there just trying to improve your life and get a good education, and don't want to be bothered by people out there that took the street route. You have to make sure that you're safe out there and you're keeping a straight head and a level head, and don't always keep your eye. It's a sad thing in these times. Everybody, even if you're not in the streets, you have to always be aware of who's around you, your surroundings. It's not like you can just walk with your head in the air or walk looking at your phone. Walking, looking at your phone and all that stuff is just not a safe thing to do, especially in these times right now. The best thing you should do is just being aware of the people around you and go into where you have to go. Then you can pull out your phone, get on social media, do what you got to do to get your views up. Help me out with some views while you're at it. So that's what we up to this week. What's up? What's up? What's goody? What's goody? You know what's goody? What's goody, y'all? Blessings, blessings. Y'all already know, man. It's Friday. I'm feeling good, but at the same time, a lot of nonsense is going on in the streets. They're messing with the youth, and I just wanted to take the youth through a good weekend and let them know that you can get through this, man. We got Labor Day coming up. A lot, people are excessive drinking. A lot of things can happen. Be aware of all these things. Be aware. And for all my entrepreneurs, now you know that you can make a few extra dollars if you're selling T-shirts. I know I'm gonna have my brand online. I'm gonna be pushing it around for anybody that wants to buy the Inspired by Dreams clothing. You can just go to inspiredbydreams.shop, and I'm gonna be having my stuff up there too. And in these times when you see there's festivals and things like that, if you're an entrepreneur, you should be working. You're not gonna be able to be a part of the party when you're an entrepreneur. It doesn't work out that way. You have to design the party for yourself, especially when you're doing clothes or whatever you're doing out there. Try to, if you're selling pens, maybe put some nationalities on those pens. Get some pens and put them and sell it to people, and go out there and communicate with people. But at the end of the day, always remember, man, that you have to protect what you're doing when you're out there, and protect yourself. In New York, I want to get real quick on the gun laws out here. It's a sad shame that citizens can't protect themselves. So now we have people that they want to protect themselves, but they can't because it's illegal. We're gonna have to do some changes with that and have some the gun laws upgraded because we see a lot of folks being hurt by individuals that's not even from around here. It's not. It ain't even right, man. Uh, I appreciate you. You know that. Shouts out to Jay Davis, man. Stopping by, showing the kids some love, man. I appreciate you. You know that. I appreciate you, man. Trying to grow this. We're not just growing this channel. We're trying to grow this conversation, man. We're trying to keep everybody focused on what they got to do to get themselves in a better place, you know? That's what I'm on. My energy is half and half because if I look at the news, my energy just goes down, 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 down. But if I just stick to what I had to bring to you guys, my energy's up. But the news, yeah, it's crazy. It's too crazy. It's crazy, man. But it's a beautiful day in NYC. It's a beautiful day, man. Let me see what I got on. Let me see. Hold on, what's going on? Let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah, I seen little little baby. As far as his, and that's the same thing like we was talking about the gun laws. But little baby, he did have a gun license for certain places, but where he was particularly at, I believe it was Vegas. No, he doesn't have a license, so he will still have to face the charges that a person with a gun out there that with no license would face. But man, it's crazy, and I think I think Las Vegas, their laws are strict too because there's a lot of gambling and things going on with the guns. So it might be a crazy situation. But in these times, I'm feeling like they're ran by money. So I'm feeling like he can get a good lawyer and get himself out of this situation. I'm not sure, but next time it's always good to know and make sure you remember if you're taking the gun wherever you go, remember the places that you can't take it more than the places that you could take it, and you'll be all right. Because you don't have to take your weapon everywhere you go. I mean, it's only the places where you feel like you have something of value. Maybe you have your jewelry on, or maybe you're in a place where other people are meeting up and harm could come around. I wouldn't even be in a place like that. But if you are going to be in a place like that, that's probably in New York, you can't do that. There's no weapon, anything. You're going to be in trouble, man. I'm telling you, the laws are so strict out here. They'll put you away. And Rikers is not a vacation, y'all. It's not a vacation. It's one of the worst vacations you'll think you'll ever. You won't even want to. Somebody say vacation around you again. Rikers is crazy. You don't want to be in there, man. You don't want to be in there. It just slows you down. It slows you down, my brothers and sisters. It slows you down. Shouts out to Nina J. Supporting her channel. She got good vibes. I just find people randomly that have good conversation. I feel like they're just trying to build, and I just support, man. I don't feel like it's why should it be so hard to just press subscribe if you enjoy what's going on, you enjoy the conversation. But then again, it's another thing. I know some people watch from their big screens, and I'm guessing they have to be signed in or something like that to subscribe. So I understand. It's all good. It's all good. But if you can subscribe to the channel, it helps the channel grow. That's the energy I'm on this morning. Even though my allergies is killing me. You know, I told you guys they caught the guy. You remember that sneaker guru? I won't say sneaker guru, but he was the top sneakerhead, and he had got killed. And they had caught they caught the guys. It's just so some people are so jealous, man. All that jealousy, all that jealous energy, and all that stuff gotta go too. All of that stuff gotta go. It's blinding people from supporting good people. A lot of people are they just I feel people came to like they hit a brick wall and they don't know what to do next, so they just following suit. I feel like you got to get your mind together and concentrate on the things that best serve you instead of looking at other people and doing what they're doing. It makes it a whole lot easier for me to come on here and just, kick the truth with y'all instead of putting together something for you guys to digest. No. I don't know, like Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a cool dude, but I guess I'm hoping that's a compliment. I've been in my times. I've been told I look like so many different people. Without the glass, I've been trust me. I've been told the craziest things. But hey, we all human. We all have features, each other, some similarities. You know, I'm hearing. You know, like you all ever hear the thing like across the world is somebody that looks like you somewhere somehow. It happens, but I don't know. I don't feel like I look like him, but if you tell me, I don't. Who's that? I don't know. I'm not sure who Dixon Myers is. I'm not sure. I have to look him up. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't usually wear glasses all the time, but I need to be wearing glasses more because I'm blind. But this is how I look without the glasses. I don't know if I look like any of those people. I'm not sure. I don't know. It happens sometimes. But trust me, I need the glasses. Let me see. What else we got going on? What do you got? Hold on. Are you serious? Okay, so today I got the two new videos I got up for you guys. Hold on. Number one, hold on. Okay, so I have the home invasion video, which is crazy because all this home invasion, breaking into people's places, I just felt like that was just too scary, and you guys got to take heed of that. And also invest in cameras and the Ring, whatever brand you want. Invest in cameras for whatever you got going on. And another one I have is that whole sexy red thing when she was admitting to selling her soul. For the youth out there, don't play with it. That like all I would say is don't play with it like saying, play the devilish stuff or just act like the devilish stuff or say you sold your soul just to say it or maybe get views. I'm not sure if that was the case or if she actually did whatever she had to do. But because when you bring that type of stuff into your life, it is hard to get away. It is hard to get away. All you got to do is have God in your heart, and good people will always find you. All of that selling your soul to get further or advanced in your career or advanced in whatever your dream is, that is not the way to go. It's not the way to go. So I put up a video for that. It's getting, I see they're just starting to recommend it because that's when the views go up. So thank God people are checking it out. It has NBA YoungBoy on the front. His whole story, I feel like that's a deep story too. Just a young youth that just got lost on the way, and the way people looked at him kind of made it kind of overshadowed his passion and overshadowed the things that he stood for and he came into the game for because he has a look to himself that's very. It's kind of like y'all remember XXX when he has that look on him that he has like this. It's like almost like an angel ish look when they design it up. And NBA YoungBoy, I feel like he has a look, and I feel like those guys, a lot of their looks played a different part in how people looked at them, and the things that they would say because they started, falling into that lifestyle, and then you fall into that stuff, and you start talking about that stuff, and it becomes part of your life, and you don't even know it. And now it's taking away the things that you love. So you started for the love of music, and now you're trying to fight your way out of prison or fight your way out of these demons trying to pull you back. It's not the and it sounds crazy because a lot of people are raised with the whatever they see in front of them or whatever they've seen before is real. But they're not raised with the whatever's in your mind. Imagination is also real too. Things that you can't see. There's also things that's way beyond our belief, way beyond what we can explain. And people don't understand that. So when they say words travel and demons and witches and things like that, people look at that like it only comes Halloween, whereas that's a lifestyle for certain people and they live behind this stuff, and this stuff tears people down. This is the stuff that people can't find to understand. It takes your career, everything you love, your family, everything. It separates you from that, and it takes your soul. Who would want that? For it's no amount of money that you would want to trade that for. There's no amount of money. It's not worth it. You as a person, you make your value go up. You can make your value unlimitless. You can make your value go all the way through the roof. You can do it for yourself. But if somebody has to give you your value, I mean, I wouldn't want it to be the devil because he's not going to give you the best value. Put it like that. So you always got to thank God that you start on a good foot. And the good foot you start on is God's word, Jesus. When you hear people talking the good word and adding that into what they have going on, is because people got love and people seeing a better way for you. Not going down that way of talking about all this selling your soul and all that devilish talk. Those type of wicked words and things like that, it sits on you and it's scary because you can't get out of that stuff. Mind what you say and be careful of these ideologies and these religions and these teachings that people always look into what you're doing. Read up on things yourself. If you want to explore religion, start with something that is more easier for you to digest before you get into the stuff that's going to play with your mind. You understand? Do it that way and you will be able to digest it better, because then you'll start understanding that there's religions out there that can tear you down, and there's religions out there that can uplift you. There's not every religion out there that's just for the good. There's religions out there for the bad, but people don't pay no mind to that. When you start dealing with that type of stuff, that stuff can mess your whole life up. So I'm just putting that out there for you guys so you understand that it is real. It is real. So you guys can check that out, man. It's called well, the title it's selling your soul to get rich, and you guys check it out right after this. It's a really dope video, and it really breaks down different how people explain the things that they went through. And some people, they get it. Some people get it. Some people know, they look at it like, selling your soul is doing something for money that in your heart you wouldn't have normally did, and you're just doing it for the sake of just getting money, and it could be harmful to yourself or to others. And that's what people consider. So there's levels to it, and I just wanted to break that down for you guys. That's what that's all about. It's not a conspiracy video or nothing like that. It's just showing you the people that even talk about it like I sold my soul, they end up in these places. They end up in these hurdles that they can't get over because they spoke it into existence, in other words. Yes, right, right, right. That absolutely right, Marcus. Absolutely right. But it's your soul is a spiritual word. So if you, it's just like, people say they put that together with something negative. But when you think about it like this, looking for your soulmate, that's love. That's all love. If when you find when people say you find your soulmate, it means that this is the same soul they're talking about. This is the same soul. Instead of taking your soul and doing things that you won't see yourself doing, or what God didn't put you in here to do, you're taking your soul and you're just doing for whatever. And that, so it's like almost like having looking for a soulmate, or looking for like a soul op. In other words, like the soul op is going to come from the devil. And they some people say that the devil really never has control of your soul. He just has control of, once you give yourself to the devil, and you don't realize what you're doing, you're gonna be doing things for money. You're gonna be doing anything that you feel that could serve your right now purpose. Whereas if you give yourself to God, you have all these things come. The more you put your blessings out, the more you open people's eyes up to His word. So that's the difference between it. A lot of people don't know that because they don't know how to break the word down. But it's just saying that don't sell yourself for cheap, or don't go out there and do something that in your heart is not, it's not what you was put here to do. And that all of us, we have different things that we're put here to do, but that's just one of them. That's like on a light end of it. And then there's people that they just, it becomes a sexual thing, whereas people hold advances over your head and they make you do things because you already signed up to whatever they had going. They put that offer out for you, and now they have this thing holding over your head, and you sold your soul in that way. You sold your soul in the way of whatever they say goes, and you have no more say so in yourself, no more belief in yourself, and that's another level. But really, I want you guys to check it out. It's a really dope video. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, so people can have a open mind of the people out there, that they can maybe like, you know what, I think they're going down the wrong path. Just being aware, it's worth it. Just being aware is worth it, man. Where y'all tuning in from? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me see what's going on. Another thing this weekend. Oh, let me see. Oh, let me do a little. Shouts out to the Naughty Love movement. You already know. Shouts out to my boy Choke No Joke. I seen Choke No Joke on the comedy hype. Choke is going off, man. Choke is going off. Shouts out to Choke, man. Choke No Joke. He worked with Rockefeller as a cameraman, and he was behind the scenes working with Dame Dash. Had a few things to say on just the differences people don't understand with the Rockefeller. So you guys can check that out on Comedy Hype. That was a good interview. They're breaking it up in pieces. So little by little, I check it out, but everybody has their different experiences with people, and it's all about. I feel like, and as a whole, as everybody in the world, how you treat people is the energy you get back, and the energy you put out there is the energy that people remember you for. So, I mean, people are gonna have their different outlooks and different takes on certain situations, but it's always good to hear from the people that were actually there behind the scenes, and not just fans in love with just artists or fans in love with the whole. You want to hear people, at least we might not hear the truth all the way the truth, but we want to at least hear the closest to the truth when it comes to social media, because we have been so far deceived so many years that everybody loves to hear something close to the truth or the truth itself. On the internet, when you get caught in lies and all this and that, you're out of here, man. The value of that is just, it's people don't believe you. You still have people sticking behind you, but it doesn't make your conversation of value. The scammers are scamming. I know I put the scamming video out there for you guys. Just they're scamming people out of the last bit of they have, and it's so sad. There's so many real estate scams. There's so many phone call scams. So many email scams. I've seen another scam where it's a gift card scam. I might show you guys. I might put a video up for the gift card scam. It was ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Scamming people is not you're scamming your own people. You're scamming people. You're not even like, it'd be different if y'all was scamming the companies that don't care about the people. But you're scamming people that don't even have as much as you, or have a little bit more than you. I mean, it's not even worth it. There's so many other things you could do in these times in crime. Crime, if that's the only thing that's on your mind, crime and take, then you got yourself in the wrong position. The wrong position, for real, for real. Got no time to be trying to steal from people that barely got it just because might have one up on you. It's not worth it. Let people enjoy their things, enjoy their life. You jumping in somebody's life to take something out of their life, is it worth it? Nah, get your life together. I'm hearing Sean Kingston and his mom. It's not looking good, man. They've been going down the alley of and this is no disrespect to them because they have bought from my brand in the past. Um, but they seem like they went down that whole road of scamming and frauding and just trying to survive off of getting over on people. And that's just something I really can't stand for, regardless if you supported me in the past. Um, it's getting over on people is a type of energy that it just doesn't say too much about yourself. It just says that you took on that ideology. Like, you can't be like, you can't fight for black people when you taking over, like, you can't say that you fighting for your culture and you are taking advantage of your culture. It's like just not the type of energy. It's so mixed match and hip hop and all that. I don't know, but getting over on people, and whether it's a jewelry or whatever, all that stuff comes back to you. You have value in your music. I'm telling you, there's gonna be new revenues open for music in the future. Try to find yourself there instead of finding yourself with all this shiny stuff. Half of the jewelry you guys don't even know it's laser. It's not even the real stuff like how it used to be. You can't even put all your trust in there to owe somebody for some jewelry and diamonds is ridiculous. To owe anybody for any type of jewelry, unless you have maybe a watch or something on a payment plan, but to owe somebody for jewelry that they're saying that, well, you don't want to give it back. What's wrong with you? Like, what the diamonds got you, like, you blind or something? What's wrong with you? That's people's, come on. That it's just stuff like that when it's like material things and things that it could have been avoided. When you sit in that cell, in that cold cell, and you think to yourself, was it all worth it? That's one of the things that falls so far down on the list. It's not like if you was defending your family or your girlfriend, your wife. You're not doing nothing like that. It's over something that you feel that makes you feel good about yourself or look. You're supposed to have that inside, so you don't have to. So people can strip you and you still know who you are. If you have to put jewelry on and this type of stuff, and now people chasing you down for payments on the jewelry and stuff, this is this is stuff that, like, this is idiot. This is stuff that you have to, like, you have to have some kind of education to know that this is not the right way to go. I don't care how shiny that stuff is. If you don't have it to buy it 3 times, then you shouldn't be buying it. If you can't buy it 3 times, you shouldn't be buying it. It's good to know that you can buy it without buying it. It's still a good feeling. There's dopamine in that. But if you're gonna be buying these people's stuff and owing this, owing that, and they're chasing you down for the thing and ready to lock you up for these frauds, it's like y'all was going down the life of crime, man. And y'all had a big opportunity to, even the reality show, food truck show or something, you guys could have did because your faces are in the industry and entertainment. You could have made something out of it and show, how a West Indian family could come up, because jewelry and stuff like that. That ain't really nothing, like, for real. That ain't really. It doesn't really say who you are. Like, so what? You have big diamonds on your neck. Can you make love to your girl like the person that's really taking care of themselves? Can you love somebody with that stuff off, with all that shiny stuff off? You probably can. You probably feel uncomfortable because you need that stuff to paint this picture to people. But when they come in and they approach you, you don't even put that type of value out. The diamonds is the only thing that's worth on you. You're supposed to be more of value than those diamonds, and that's the problem with these people. They just run for the shiny stuff or try to be like somebody, and they don't really, they're not really putting in what it takes to actually get there. What are you so celebrating for? You don't have to throw on all that nonsense and all that junk on your neck and run out there and somebody put a gun to your head. You can piece and put yourself together and make sure when you're wearing that stuff, that when the places where you're wearing that stuff, people have enough to buy that 10 times over. Because if you're the only one with it, you're going to be the first one to die with it. And it's common sense. It is common sense. I mean, I feel like, people really have to take heed to the street smarts as well as their book smarts. And both of those you can prosper. Social media smarts, that would leave you in a dream. Looking on TikTok, seeing people get away with robbing people, and on YouTube, it's not like that. Trust me when I tell you, it's not like that. People will hunt you down. This is crash out season. We already know it's crash out season. We see people crashing out every single day. At first, it went from regular people. Now it's everybody crashing in their own little way. Everybody's crashing in their own little way because it's the energy that's out there. That me versus you, or I gotta get this first. That's not a way to go, man. So as we go into this weekend, my throat is a little dry, man. My allergies and everything. As we go into this weekend, take that good energy and keep aware of the people around you. That's gonna get you through the weekend. Not just boozing it up. Don't booze it up. This ain't booze though. This is water. But don't booze it up and lose this. Because then when you wake up, you could be down there, 6 feet. You want to wake up, get back to what you got to get back to, and make whatever you got to make for your family and your loved ones, instead of going out there boozed up and then you find yourself in a place where you can't get out of. I'm going to leave y'all with that this weekend, but y'all going to see a lot of me. I might drop here and there. It depends. I'm not sure. But I definitely got y'all. I love y'all for tuning in. You know I always appreciate all of y'all. Every time y'all come in from all my... Trust me, I really appreciate y'all. So until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, a.k.a. Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe.